If you read the comments online, it is one of the most controversial Micro Four Thirds lenses ever released. But if you read the reviews and opinions from working professionals, it's a home run. This is my review of the Olympus 25mm f1.2 Pro lens. So, why the controversy? I think it boils down to size and price. People aren't accustomed to paying over $1,000 for a 25mm prime that is both larger and heavier than any native 25mm before. I must admit that I too was skeptical in the beginning, but over the course of owning this lens, it sure has proved me wrong. From the moment you pick it up, you can feel it's a premium lens. The build quality, much like Olympus's other Pro lenses, it's outstanding. Taking into consideration the build quality, my personal experience and Olympus's guarantee of weather sealing, I would have no trouble using this lens almost anywhere in any condition. Compared to other 25mm lenses, it is both larger and heavier, so I recommend trying it out in real life before you decide to push that purchase button. A plastic lens hood comes bundled with the lens, sporting a clever release button, keeping it from falling off. If you're like me, shooting both videos and photos, you're going to love the focus clutch mechanism. When pulled back, the focus ring suddenly behaves like a real manual lens, giving you hard stops and a distance scale. Image quality is excellent, as should be expected from such an expensive lens. It's perfectly usable and sharp wide open, and stopped down to f1.8 it becomes one of the sharpest lenses I ever used. Chromatic aberration is only displayed in extreme backlit compositions, and even then it's well controlled. There's a slight vignette when used wide open, but it's very subtle. I've always liked how Olympus lenses handles flares, and this lens is no exception. While it's not as good as its little brother, the 25mm 1.8, it's still very good. To my knowledge, the phrase feathered bokeh didn't exist before this lens. While it, according to my guess, derived from an Olympus marketing team, it does not make it a word without meaning. The out of focus areas are beautifully rendered, with very smooth transitions between in focus and out of focus areas. I can only applaud Olympus for spending time working on this part of the image. Out of focus area rendering, or bokeh, is very subjective. While I feel that most people are able to appreciate the better rendering, not everyone will. Autofocus is snappy and accurate in both single and continuous mode on my GH5. So, why would you buy this lens? It is, in my opinion, the absolute best lens that the Micro Four Thirds system has to offer, including the new 17 and 45mm Pro lenses from Olympus. The latter statement comes from my love of the 50mm equivalent focal length. On every system I have ever owned, the most used lens has always been the equivalent of a 50mm. If the Olympus 25mm 1.8 for whatever reason doesn't suit you, there are several other 25mm primes for the Micro Four Thirds system to choose from. I have listed a few below in the video description. That's it, thank you for watching. If you like these kind of videos, do consider subscribing, and if you have any question or feedback, please leave a comment below.